track.
Hey, so as you can see, a miracle. No, it's not a miracle. I have the HOVERAir X1 PRO in my hand, as you can see. I'm using it as a gimbal. Many of you commented that maybe I have recovered the drone, and I did. After the crash, after I lost it, I did walk down the path to go to the bottom of the cliff, and I was looking for the drone for a long time. And the first thing I recovered was the battery. I could see the battery right away because it had the sticker up, so it was popping on my view, on my eyes. It was very easy to find. So by the location of the battery, my assumption was that the drone had crashed somewhere on the cliff, and it was on a ledge or something, and the battery has fallen, because I was looking for the drone and I could not find it. So after looking for the drone for a while and I couldn't find it, my thinking was, okay, let's climb the cliff to see if it's in any ledge or anywhere, maybe I can find it. So I started climbing, and it was a bit scary because the rock was crumbling or coming up loose. So I looked for it, but not the whole cliff up, because I don't want anything to happen to me for a drone. I mean, it's not worth it, right? So I came back down, could not find it, and I started looking on the forest, on the surroundings, and luckily I was able to see it. Okay, so I've been walking through the forest. I walked around I don't know the name of this risk, and I think I found the drone. At least I know I found the battery. Let me show you. So this is the drone battery. That means that the drone hit somewhere above and it lost its battery. I'm hoping that I can find it, because I cannot afford to lose it. It was a big investment, and you guys from Hoover, you need to make your software better, because I know the drone is capable, but your software is just lacking. Okay, so if the battery is down here, that means that the drone did hit something up there. Let me show you. Something up there. So my hope is that it hit and bounced, because if it hit and stayed in some crevice up there, there's no way I can retrieve it. At least I have the battery. They're expensive, so if I get to buy a new one, I have a spare battery. I wish I do not have a spare battery and have a complete drone. Let me try to find it. Okay, I have to rush because I'm running out of light. Blue, siéntate. And since I'm running out of light, I need to do this quick. So I'm gonna go first up, because I don't see it in the surroundings. Maybe in some tree branch, but no. That means I gotta go up. Stop. Blue, stop, dije. ¿Qué parte de stop no entendiste? Siéntate, Blue, siéntate, siéntate. As I said, I'm running out of light and I don't see it anywhere. If I don't find it soon, I'm afraid I will lose it forever. Could it be? Stop. Stop. My face says it all. Okay. Found it. Let's hope it's not broken. At least the gimbal doesn't appear to be broken. But hey, I can see my dogs are moving and I don't want them to fall from all the way up there. Let's go back to my dogs. But okay, found it just in time because it's getting darker and darker. Okay, so after the crash, as I said, you can see that the frame is a little bit bent. This should be like this, but you can notice it's not that much. This wing took the most hit. Then you can see some scratches, and also in the gimbal there's a small dent here, but other than that everything is okay. Also, when it crashed, the tip of one of the blades was caught on the net of the cage. But this being super flexible, all I had to do is take out the tip from where it was cut, and the drone started flying right away. As you can see, it has some marks, but nothing major. So the material they choose for this drone, it's very good. That's the only thing. You can see it's not square anymore. So back to the video. So my first lesson from this whole thing is to paint the drone in some places with bright colors, so if it falls again in the forest or somewhere, I can find it easier. Okay, so let's address all the comments, all the suggestions on everything that has happened. The first thing is to all of you that have commented that the Omni Terrain was not on. Let me tell you, the HOVERAir X1 PRO and the Max, I guess, does not have a button where you can press it and enable the Omni-Terrain. It comes on by itself. Once you power the drone and you select the flight mode, if you wait a few seconds, the Omni-Terrain feature will engage and it will show on the screen. So when I use it, if you see my first time using it and also the video when I lose it, the Omni-Terrain was on. And in both videos you can see that when I did the orbit, it presented problems. It did not the orbit in a circle, it did it in my first video, you can see it did it in a weird way that I thought it was because of the wind, but there was no wind. So when I did it over the cliff, the Omni-Terrain was engaged. Also, you can see clearly that the drone has no problem at all flying over the cliff. It did the orbit. Once it completed the orbit, it did not recognize my instruction to come to my hand, and it repositioned itself somewhere else over the cliff, and it was hovering over the cliff for a few seconds until I took my eyes out of the sight of the drone. That's when the drone decides to try to land. Obviously, there was nowhere to land, and it fell. So when I uploaded the video, the first thing I also did was contact 00 Robotics. I sent them an email telling them everything that has happened, and also telling them that I was able to retrieve the drone, that I have it on my hands. So for me, what was very important, it was to see their reaction. What would they tell me? What will they say? What will they reply? If they will care or will not care. Companies, products can be improved and they can be super good, not that good, average, bad, really bad. But the company that stands behind the product, it's what's, for me at least, the most important. If a company has an amazing product, but they treat their customers like hell, or they don't care, or they don't reply, or they think they know everything, that's not a good company, even if the product is good. So for me, to receive a reply from 00 Robotics right away, the next day, it was a good step. And I was honest with them, and I told them, hey, I have the drone, but this is what is happening. I pointed them to my video on YouTube. They watched the video and they replied back and asked for the unedited versions of all the videos. So I sent them that. I sent them also they requested the logs, and I don't remember what else, but they reviewed those videos, and after reviewing the videos, you can see what they reply on their email, and they think that the unit is faulty, something is not right, because they can see that it was not responding as it is supposed to respond. To all of you that commented that I should have the phone on my hand and press the come back home button when I saw that the drone was not behaving like it was supposed to, or I saw that I will lose it, let me tell you that you are right, but also be aware that the reason why you buy a drone that is this expensive, it's because it flies itself. That's one of the main features. Also, it's publicized like that. A drone that flies itself. You don't need to fly it. Also, you can fly it if you want. It has preset flight modes and also a manual mode. But if you can fly it, you can fly it without the phone if you want. So, as you can see, the drone was not working good, and 00 Robotics was very fair, very transparent, saying, hey, we think it has a problem. So they had requested the drone to analyze it. One thing that it's, for me, it's a good surprise. After the beating that the drone took, it does not show lots of damage. I mean, it has scratches and all that, but it's functional. The propeller, I guess with the impact, the propeller was caught in the cage, but it was very simple just to take the tip out where it was caught and put it in place, and it was flying like nothing happened. Now I think the battery comes loose too easy, because after trying a few times dolly track and follow mode, it has crashed with some trees, and when it flips, it loses the battery really easy. But also I have to say, from the videos that I'm going to leave you now, you can see that it's pretty good adapting to the terrain, going forward and backward. As long as it's not too crowded, it can adapt, it can avoid some obstacles. So I think the product, quality-wise, is really good. I mean, it withstand a huge impact. It did deform a little bit the cage, the wings, but nothing that it deems unusable. So that's really good. And also, they are improving. If you see how often they are releasing software, I think they're on the right track. The product, I think it's really good. And once they watch out and they work all the kinks on the software and firmware, it will be an amazing product. As I'm editing this video, I realized that I did not talk about one of the most annoying things about the HOVERAir X1 Pro. Is the file transfer system. It's impossible to transfer the files from the drone directly to the computer. I must use the phone, and that I hate it. I have to transfer from the drone to the phone, from the phone to the computer. And 00 Robotics, you need to make it seamless from the drone to the computer. Otherwise, it's rubbish. It's okay. Back to the video. I would love to see a function where you can use the drone as I'm using it, but with face track, so I could move a little bit and it would track me. It doesn't do that. But if you are on a tight budget and can buy only one camera, and the drone could also dub as a handheld gimbal camera, will be amazing, because you will use your phone as a recording for audio and the drone as a gimbal. That will be a feature that will be amazing. I mean, you can still use it. You can see it's stable, but it does not track my face like the DJI Pocket 3 does. That will be amazing to see. If they get the software and firmware ready, solved with all the problems solved before Christmas, I think they will do really good. My brother, I will leave you a link to his channel, and he was talking to me about buying the DJI Neo, but I think the picture quality of this video, of this drone, is much better. Also, the gimbal is better because it has one more axis. And I'm really happy that the company, that 00 Robotics, replied to me, and they are willing not only to help and review my case, but also to see what happened, and they want to retrieve the drone. They want to have it back to see what they can improve. So I think it's a win-win. Luckily, I was able to find it. I still will not fly the drone in places where I cannot go grab it. I will paint like I said, some places so I can see it better from far. Other than that, I will leave you with videos of the dolly track and every other mode that I have used in the forest, so you can see how it does avoid obstacles. I will ask you to please subscribe to the channel. If you like the videos, leave it a like. Your comments, all comments, as long as they are respectful, even if they're antagonists to me, it's okay. Also, don't get offended when for example, one guy told me that I should have pushed the button on the phone to come back home. And I replied to him, no, I should not. It's not that I'm being rude, it's that the product has a feature, it's sold like a fly itself. So I don't want to be rude, never. I don't want to be mean, but also I have my point of view. That's it. With respect, we can always have good conversations. So please do subscribe. If you like the video, give it a like. Click the notification bell if you are subscribed, and share it. That helps a lot as well. And I will leave you now with different shots of the HOVERAir X1 Pro on flight. Other than that, thank you for staying till the end. Until the next one, ciao, ciao, ciao.